This video, we're going to do another conspiracy theory topic. This is going to be another rehash of a topic I covered back on ODT, and it's a little bit more recent than my last one, but this one we're going to discuss: is a zombie apocalypse possible? Okay guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Just so you know, before I start the rehash video, I just want to let you guys know that this is another older video. This one came, I would say, either mid to late November. I didn't shut down the ODT till about the last week of November or the first week of December. I can't exactly remember, but this was towards the tail end of that channel. So you'll see, I at that point I had the green screen already, but yeah, this is basically on whether or not a zombie apocalypse is possible. But keep in mind, I might refer to some things that have happened or have been spoken about back then. So just so you know, this was originally filmed in November. Zombie apocalypse, whether or not it's possible. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, zombie apocalypse. You know, here's the thing. I'm the kind of person, I never like to say never. You know, I don't want to sit there and there's no, to me, there's never 100% certainty that something can or cannot happen. And with that said, zombie apocalypse, I believe, is very highly unlikely. Now, there has been some scientific evidence that it could possibly happen, and not so much in a way like you see in the movies or on the TV show, but other like neurotoxins and stuff like that that could make a person kind of like brain dead but still moving, not necessarily thirst for flesh. But overall, will we ever get something similar to what you see on TV and in the movies? I don't think so. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I really doubt it. And there is an interesting website that I will put in the description. Well, it's an article really, and it was given to me by a friend of mine a couple of years back, and it had some pretty, what seemed to be pretty logical explanations of how a zombie outbreak could occur. Now, I don't know if it's concrete science what they're stating here. It seems to make sense, but I'm not a scientist. I don't, you know, I'm not a biologist, stuff like that. Yeah, but I'll put it in the description. It's a pretty good read nonetheless. And then the other thing is, a lot of conspiracy theorists believe that because the CDC has a zombie survival pamphlet, or rather guide, a zombie survival guide, that's an indication that it can happen. And you know what? Maybe it is. I don't know. If you go to the CDC, and I'll also link that website in the description. I'll put that link there. It just sounds to me like they're doing it for fun. They're kind of, you know, they're always trying to help or try to help people prepare for potential disasters, whether it be virus or disease related, or whether it be some sort of, you know, massive nature, you know, like earthquake or something like that. And basically, the survival guide, it's called the Zombie Apocalypse Survival Guide 101. And the slogan on the bottom of it says, if you're prepared for a zombie apocalypse, you're prepared for anything. And I really think that's what they're trying to convey, is just to be prepared for any kind of situation where you might need some resources. It's kind of like prepping. You know, like if you see my prepping video, I said that in that video that I think everybody should prepare to a certain extent. Not to the extent like you see on the TV show and these people building bunkers and putting bunkers underground and stocking up 17 to 20 years worth of food. You know, if you got that kind of money to do it while still taking care of yourself and enjoying life as it is, hey, all for it. There's no price tag on your security. If you feel secure spending a gazillion dollars on an in-ground bunker and 20 years worth of food, then you know what? It's not a waste of money. It's your safety. It's all up to you. Me personally, I like to take the more, you know, approach in terms of something a little bit more right around the corner, like, you know, hurricanes, and, you know, of course we had Sandy a couple years ago, and then, you know, there was a big snowstorm a couple years back as well. And, you know, those are the things you should be prepared for on an everyday basis. So back to the whole zombie apocalypse thing. Here's the thing: even if we had one, I don't really think most people would survive, especially the ones who are so pent up in believing in it. It's like, it's almost morbid, this whole zombie obsession that we've had in our society over the last 10, 15, 20 years, and it's only grown. It's really, I think, from what I gather from people I've spoken to that are really into it or believe in it, and yes, I do know people. There's a lot more people than you would think. It just sounds to me like people just want an opportunity to shoot something without any repercussions. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to, it just sounds to me like there's people out there who want this kind of world because it gives them an opportunity to shoot headshots into a number of people who are undead, and they don't have to pay any repercussions for it. And that's pretty morbid, you know, that that people have a desire to kill, but they don't, you know, obviously they don't want to suffer the backlash of what can happen if you kill somebody in everyday society. And at least they have a sense of mind not to go out and do it anyway. But just the fact that they have that desire is kind of unfortunate. And there's a lot of people like that. Like, I've seen some shows where there's people who zombie documentary I remember seeing some time ago, I believe on the History of Discovery Channel, and they talked about Haiti and the zombie slavery that went on down there during the 70s and the 80s, which was true, by the way. And they called them zombies because they would just, it was actually I think a toxin or a some sort of animal. It might have been a frog. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they would use the poison from this animal, and it would render the person basically almost brain dead, but they were still alive. Anyway, so within that documentary, they had a bunch of guests on who were people who heavily believe in zombies and believe that a zombie apocalypse is upon us. And, you know, they used the story that happened down in Florida where a man got attacked by a cannibal, and I guess the cannibal got shot several times and didn't go down, looked at the officer, growled, and, you know, and there's some sick people out there. It doesn't mean that there's a zombie apocalypse going on, but it's just, I don't know, it just, if you're going to latch on to an end of a day scenario, I think something a little bit more, you know, something a little bit more real. No, I don't want to. Well, yeah, something a little bit more realistic, but at the same time, something that's really a threat. You know, like bioterrorism. Bioterrorism is a big threat. We know it just happened in Syria. Obviously, the economy, the global economy, is a big issue. You know, things like that to me are worth worrying about and worth taking the time out to prepare yourself for. Zombie apocalypse, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it can't happen. You know, stranger things have happened. I hope it doesn't. I don't want to be eaten alive. I hope none of you do. But I just hope that whoever, people that are out there that really think this is what they want because they want to take an opportunity to try and maybe live the life of a video game they've played or a TV show they've watched, I hope they just kind of realize, you know, be careful what you wish for. You know, I don't think in a zombie apocalypse, I don't think any of us would survive, to be quite honest. I don't care how prepared you are. I don't care if you're military, police. I don't care if you think you're a great shot. I don't care if you think you have it all mapped out. You got all your food. You know where you would go to hunker down. You're not going to survive, period. So, but anyway, luckily that's something we don't have to worry about because I believe we're not going to have a zombie apocalypse. I believe we have some other things we have to worry about that are more in the now. And if a zombie apocalypse ever does happen, you know, just hope that you have some place to go and be with your family and survive, or just hope for a quick death, and we'll, you know, leave it at that. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Zombie apocalypse, probably my most unlikely event to ever happen in our time, at least. We don't know what the future holds, but for now, just let's keep it in the games and let's keep it on AMC. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you next video. Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob. This video we're going to do another conspiracy theory topic. This is going to be another rehash of a topic I covered back on ODT, and it's a little bit more recent than my last one, but this one we're going to discuss, is a zombie apocalypse possible? Okay guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Just so you know, before I start the rehash video, I just want to let you guys know that this is another older video. This one came, I would say, either mid to late November. I didn't shut down the ODT till about the last week of November or the first week of December. I can't exactly remember, but this was towards the tail end of that channel. So you'll see, at that point I have the green screen already. But yeah, this is basically on whether or not a zombie apocalypse is possible. But keep in mind, I might refer to some things that have happened or have been spoken about back then. So just so you know, this was originally filmed in November.